So hi guys and welcome back to J9 Retail Books. My name is Janine and this week I am doing a review on a book. One of many firsts still to come on this channel, but thought this book deserved a review and I had to return it to the library, and so here we are. The book I'm reviewing this week is The Auschwitz Escape, a novel by Joel C. Rosenberg. Let me just double check you can see all that. So this book is, start off with the basics. Where am I? Yeah, 461 pages of book in here. Main concern? Not enough. Get into that later, but this was a 3-star review and there are very good reasons why it was a 3-star review for me. So the basic plot revolves around two young men, or two men, one young teenager I think, late teen, early 20s, called Jacob Weiss from Germany, who is a Jew, and through his activities with the Belgian resistance accidentally ends up in a train car on the way to Auschwitz while the resistance have stopped the train to prevent it from going. They've put up a light, the train stopped, the resistance members are all cutting all the padlocks and opening all the cars and letting all the people out. Jacob, in the fighting that ensues, ends up getting pushed into one of the carriages, the door gets locked and off he goes to Auschwitz. So unfortunate, but that's where he ends up. Jean-Luc Leclerc is an assistant pastor in France, and his wife and his entire community are a stop for Jewish refugees. They are not Jewish themselves, but they do help with moving Jewish refugees. They turn up in this town, they get given papers and somewhere to stay for a bit, and then they get sent on. So he ends up getting arrested by the Nazis, beaten senseless, sent to Auschwitz, that kind of thing. So they both end up at Auschwitz, and Jacob thinks about escape. He thinks that there's got to be a way to do it, and through various jobs and circumstances he ends up as part of the resistance within, so the people trying to escape. Jean-Luc ends up there as well, but in a delayed time stream. Basically, Joel C. Rosenberg actually borrowed the basic plots of how to escape from Auschwitz, things like that, from the accounts of people who actually did. He does say it, he cites his sources, he's no way plagiarising, that's how this works. So that's why there has to be a novel, because people did escape from Auschwitz using the methods used in the book, if that makes any sense. So a novel has to be included. I find that this this book, the first half was good, wouldn't say it was excellent. First half of the book is a 3.5, maybe a 4-star, I didn't quite get that point. And then about the last half of this book is a 3-star, far too rushed. The parts jump anyway between the parts of the book, but you expect that when you get to the end of a part. But towards the end, the ending is very rushed. You've got a lot of detail into both Jean-Luc and Jacob and how they end up in Auschwitz, and mostly Jacob's experience at Auschwitz. He's the main character, Jean-Luc is definitely the secondary main character, if that makes any sense. And there's the detail, there's Auschwitz and various other bits and pieces, and that moves on fine, that's all moving fine. I was sort of getting into it really good, and just the last half of the book when they decide to escape, and it feels very rushed. It probably was for anybody in real life, let's face it. After you get the planning, there's the leaving, but the book, it seems to be like a tale of two halves, book of two halves, if it makes any sense. First half, great detail, good story, moving along nicely, nothing major, just really good. It's not a fantastic book, but then I didn't buy it. I didn't get it out of the library expecting a fantastic book. I got it out of the library to read because it looked interesting, so there we go. Second half of the book feels like Joel C. Rosenberg was rushing to finish the book, and the jumps and the time jumps, and just, it annoys me. Annoys the hell out of me. I don't like there not being the details that I think there should be. The last half of the book also does delve a lot into religion, Jewish religion versus Christianity, and that's fine. It gets a little bit too much as there is, like, after they've escaped but before they've reached safety. There's a little bit, but it's fine. I mean, I don't mind that too much, but that does put some people off, and it's one of the things on reviews that people are like, don't like this bit. And then you've got just the end. It's literally, they escape, reaching safety 6 months later in Washington DC, trying to convince the Americans to bomb Auschwitz or the train lines or help out in some kind of way. Too much, not enough detail for me. I really, really hate it. Really hate that bit. And then make it even worse after Jacob's in Washington DC. Spoiler, Jean-Luc doesn't make it. He makes it out to the camp, doesn't make it to safety. He dies in the interim. Just a random because before I continue talking about Jacob and not mentioning Jean-Luc, that's why. Jacob then decides to go back to Poland. Was it Poland? I think it was Poland. Basically, he rejoins the resistance. He leaves America and goes back to help as he can from Poland rather than from America. From America. And then there's a tiny little section. It's about not even a full spread in the book, where it's January 27th, 1945. Red Army, Jacob and his resistance pals are listening to the radio. The Red Army's liberated Auschwitz. And that's it. And the next thing you know, it's 2014, and Jean-Luc and his wife, not Jean-Luc, Jacob and his wife, who he met in Auschwitz and who survived Auschwitz. That's a little bit off, but I went with it. It's a novel, fine, whatever. They're back at Auschwitz, and there's a little bit about feeling and not feeling and stuff, but again, stupidly short for something that you could definitely go into a bit more detail of. So definitely not one of my favourite books. I don't know whether it's this book or if it's Joel C. Rosenberg's writing style, so definitely going to keep his name in mind for another book. If I see any in the library, I will probably get one out and give him another go and see if it was just this book I didn't like or whether it's him. Can't do it on just one, have to read at least one more, if not two more, depending on the experience with the next book. So if you see it and you just want a book, it's okay. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I think that as a piece of, you could say, historical fiction in some ways, it's not very good. I just didn't connect with the book like I wanted to. It started great and just didn't end very well. So it just put me off. Hence the review, and also 3 stars. I was very generous with my 3 stars because I had to base it on the fact I liked the first half of the book. If it was just the second half of the book, 2 stars would have been the max. Would have definitely have been the maximum. So that's all for the review this week. Next week's video, I have no idea. I've planned it and I can't remember. Having a brain freeze. If anyone's seen my main channel, same day recording, brain's still not working. Yes, I'm recording 2 videos on one day. I don't care. Have to get these done tonight so that I can spend the rest of the week while I'm working, editing and uploading, so that everything goes up on time. So good fun for me. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Hope you will join me next week for another BookTube adventure, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great day, guys. Bye.